Mwai is a print journalist whose passion revolves around beauty and the Black experience. Aside from that, she co-owns an artistic space by the name Tabula Rasa.
Nick, hi! Welcome
Hello.
to my crib.
Oh, thank you
Come
very
on
much.
in.
Joy. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You like it?
What? I love this. This is quite something.
Welcome to Tabula Rasa.
Yo, and it was quite hard to find this place. Hidden gem.
Yeah, we are a little sanctuary, kind of tucked away from the main road. Well, at least we have the sign.
Yes,
So people
there is a
know.
sign. Yeah, which is super important.
Yeah.
I like that. And I already get the vibe. Like this is a really old house.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I were to guess, I'd say like 1950s.
You're close, you're close. Actually, the house was built in 1948. Yeah, they used to call it the White House, like in America.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And you know, everyone actually would come over to the house and they would take their wedding pictures here and they would come hang out. This was like the spot back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've made it such a wonderful place. Like look at all this. There's so much. It's very antique, very artsy. Like, how'd you end up here?
You know, it's a good question. So we had been living in Kenya for a little bit of a while now. My mom was like, you know, I want a different kind of vibe. You know, I was going to college at the time, and so she was like an empty nester. She was like, you know, let me get back into nature, reconnect to myself. So yeah, she found this beautiful house, and she, you know, on a whim was like, hey, like, are you selling? Like, would you be interested? And the person who owned the house prior, John, was like, yeah, but you know what? Like, I'm picking up on your vibe. I like who you are. I respect that. And here we are. Been here since 2013.
Wow. I think you can't get a spot like this in
Yeah.
a location like this if the vibe isn't right. You have to be a
Yeah.
certain kind of person.
100%. The way it's got to be copacetic. The wavelength's got to be all together. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So see all these artifacts, all
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
photos. Hey, my tattoos.
Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm a tattoo girl.
Yeah, you know it. Absolutely. And I have to have Kokose here to rep our line. You know what I mean? Yeah, my mom actually bought these at Alchemist a few months back, and they were the last ones. And she was like, I have to have these.
Aren't
They're
you
beautiful,
lucky?
right?
They're so dope.
Yeah, right?
It's good to have this because this is such an integral part of Kenyan culture.
100%.
You throw it up in here in Tabula Rasa, it works.
Yeah,
It
100%.
works.
This is a Kenyan home. We gotta rep this country. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm already feeling at home.
Oh, great.
Absolutely.
Speaking of being at home, you want something to drink?
Oh,
Get more comfortable?
yes, indeed.
Come on, let's go. Let me take you over here. I got a
Ooh.
whole spread for you.
Wow, I feel so special.
You should, you should. I have some croissants. Go ahead, get in there. I have raspberries, blueberries, I have grapes. I have to tell you about this. The drinks, it's a whole situation. So, this hibiscus tea, I slaved over the stove for you.
You slaved over it.
Slaved over it. I threw all of the tea bags in there. I put honey, I put sugar,
And a whole lot of love
and a
too.
whole lot of love too. And
mean-
it's just orange juice, so who cares about that?
Forget about the orange juice. I'm definitely gonna have some of that hibiscus tea. Yeah?
Let's get into it. It's delicious, if I do say so myself.
Indeed. So, question: why did you guys decide to like open up Tabula Rasa to the public? Just want to show off how amazing your house is.
Well, of course. But you know, like the history of the house, as I was telling you earlier, people used to come here and take their wedding photos. So this house has a really long history of, you know, being a place where people come to really celebrate their lives and to take pictures and to get content.
Exactly.
So we figured, let's make it a 2021 edition. Let's get people to come over here. They can take pictures, bring their friends, they can shoot music videos. And you know, I really care about the Kenyan creative community. And I want people to really have places where they can go and express themselves. So I thought, I'm sitting and living in this place, let me open it up to the public.
That is a great thing. Doing a good thing for the creative industry.
Should we cheers to that?
Cheers to that. I like it. I like it.
I nailed it, right?
Absolutely. This
Yeah.
is wonderful. Croissants, you said?
Yes,
All right.
croissant, you know, I got a croissant. And then we have some macaroons as well. So I know you were talking about you wanted some coconut in your life.
I have been dreaming about coconuts for like a week. This
at
is so
that.
weird that this is happening.
We're in sync. Look at that.
I love it. I love it. Show me more of this place because I am already inspired.
Okay, let's go over to the sunroom.
All right.
Welcome to the sunroom.
Aha. Oh, yo, I like the vibe here. So
You like
much
the
light.
vibe?
So much light and so many books.
It's actually my favorite room in the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know why it is. It's your favorite one because Koi loves to write.
You got me. I do love to write. I'm a writer.
Right. Writing has been something you really love doing ever since you were young.
You know, it's funny, when I was growing up in school, I always liked writing. I always gravitated towards English classes and history classes. But as I got into adulthood, I never thought that it could actually like be a career. Like I never really thought that I could get paid to write about anything, let alone my own opinions. So I kind of stumbled into this career, honestly. I took a break after college. I actually moved to Paris, which that's a whole other story I'll fill you in on later.
What?
Yeah. And then something just clicked in my head like, hey, this is something that has always been a part of who I am. This is something that I should pursue. So I started working in communications, doing marketing, where I was doing a little bit of writing, but not a full time.
Not so much, but
Not
at least you
so
get to
much.
flex it a little bit.
Right, I got to flex the muscle a little bit. I learned a new kind of skill of writing. And then back in 2019, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just try writing for a publication. And so I reached out to these people that I know called The Mantle. They're actually based in New York, and they're focused on amplifying international voices and international writers. And I was like, I'm international, I write, let me give it a shot.
Like
So
you just took a shot at that and
I just took a shot. That's the kind of person that I am. I'm kind of like, you know what do I have to lose? The worst thing I'll get is a rejection, right? And that's fine.
And that's
I can handle that.
We live with no's every single day.
Every single day. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing. You know, I went to high school in Kenya. I'm ethnically Kenyan, but I grew up around the world. I have this international perspective. Is there anything that I can do? So I kind of pitched some ideas. You know, I started off writing out about Kenya. I wrote a lot about women, about women's issues here in Kenya. And I loved it. And that was the beginning of my career. And fast forward to now, here I am.
What?
Yeah.
That's quite. You've done writing for quite a number of publications. You write a lot of articles on beauty, for example.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you land in that?
Well, actually, it was pretty, again, stumbled into it.
Shoot your shot.
Just shot my shot, you know. I started writing for The Mantle, then I started writing for bigger pieces, and then I really got to explore the things that I really care about. I love culture and I love beauty. So I just thought, you know, again, let me shoot my shot. Why not? So I pitched a beauty story idea, actually first to Elle UK, and I was like, hey, you know, I love Black culture. I would love to write about how beauty and Black culture have intersected and how like 90s culture specifically and 90s sitcoms like Fresh Prince and all of those classic shows influenced beauty. And that's really how I made a name for myself in the beauty space as a writer. And now I work full time as a beauty writer for Bustle.
That's clever.
Yeah.
It's a clever angle you used.
Yeah.
It was not stumbling upon it.
No, I'm a strategic queen. You know what I
Very,
mean?
very strategic. Very strategic. So, because you're very good with beauty, I'm pretty sure you know like a life hack. Okay, can you drop me a life hack for skin, for taking care of your skin? You know that men and women can do.
I got you. And everybody, listen up. This is a PSA, okay? SPF or sunscreen is the most important thing in your routine. People tend to think that because we have darker skin that we don't get sunburned.
We don't do that.
Not true, not true, not true.
Really?
SPF is extremely important for a lot of reasons, right? You know, UV lights bring toxins into our skin. It can inspire blemishes and discoloration. So if you really want like a snatched, even skin tone, you gotta get into that SPF. I put on sunscreen morning, noon, night, and in between, baby.
There's even no sun at night, but it
Yes.
works.
No, but there are UV lights at night from the moon. So you gotta protect yourself even at night. You heard it here first. SPF.
I did not know that, and you did not know that. Thank you, Koi.
You're welcome.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Wow.
Absolutely, I got you, and I have a lot more where that came from. So you know, hit me up.
Yes, and there's a lot of other stuff that you've also written. For example, the article that you wrote for the Cosmopolitan. I mean, that subject matter was something that, for lack of a better expression, because you write so much about beauty, this was almost like an ugly yet very necessary truth that a lot of people don't address regarding like what happened to George Floyd. Now, what was the inspiration behind even writing that?
Absolutely. Well, I would say, you know, the foundation of my career really is telling Black stories. I am extremely passionate about telling stories that are typically underrepresented in media, whether that be in Kenya, here in Africa, or elsewhere in the world, right? Like you don't really see our stories being told often on these massive platforms. So actually, Cosmo was the one who reached out to me because we've built a great relationship over time, which has been really great. And they asked me if I would be willing to tell the story about the names and the lives that we need to remember amid the George Floyd anniversary of his death. death? And I was
Right.
like, absolutely. Because again, like, these are things that matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I have a voice and a platform, it's my duty as a Black woman, as a Kenyan woman, to use that to really empower people and to remind people that, you know, we matter and our lives matter, and we also should celebrate that. Like, you probably don't think about what it means to be a Kenyan man or a Black man because you've lived it and known it in this space your entire life.
Exactly.
I haven't had that, so I've had to learn along the way.
I can tell that because of that,
Yeah.
like your writing, no wonder it's so informed and it's so deliberate. You know, it's not just ramble musings as sometimes you would find in certain articles. It's very well thought out, and it's because of all the things that you have to take into consideration whenever you're putting down a piece.
100%. I'm hyper conscious of making sure that I represent my communities accurately and that I represent the diversity within our communities, because no Black experience is the same, no Kenyan experience is the same, and I have the difficult job of trying to capture all of that and acknowledging that I'm never actually going to be able to fully realize all of that. I
I
think
want to
so.
check out more of this place.
Okay, let's go
Where
outside
next?
then.
Ah, outside?
Yeah,
Let's
do
do
it.
All right.
Hey.
I like this. Speaking of the fact that because you always have so much to say, I guess, was that the reason why you came up with a podcast with that title?
Absolutely. So I have a podcast. It's called Something to Say with V and K. It's me and my best friend Viet. You know how it's kind of funny how it all came together, as it usually is. We were living together at the time, and it was peak pandemic. Like we had just got the stay-at-home order.
Right.
And we, we're going a little crazy. You know, we were in the apartment, our small apartment in Washington D.C. in the States, and we were bored, and we were like, oh my God, what do? We don't know how long we're going to be at home. And we were like, we had always talked about creating a podcast because, we always have these like really just like deep, really meaningful conversations that afterwards we feel so like rejuvenated, and we feel like, wow, I had no idea that you were feeling the same way as me, or you felt that way, or our relationship was like this. So we were just like, one day we're like, you know what? We're bored in the house. We have something to say. Let's get our phones out and record them. And that's
What?
where the podcast was born.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, and Viet and I are both artists. My friend Viet's a dancer, and we were, we've always been very curious about the medium. I love podcasts. I listen to very many of them, and I was really curious about, what would it take to make my own? Like, what would I have to do to distribute it? What would I have to do to like creatively design it? And I've loved every step of the way, from creating our logo to, having it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Now it's on
really-
all platforms, right?
all platforms, every single one.
I'm V,
And I'm Kay.
and we got something to say.
Season 2.
And the people, you have had some, aside from the topics, which are very, very good.
Thank you.
You've also had some very notable guests come on
Yes.
the podcast, right?
Yes.
I heard you with Elsa.
Yes.
Like that was pretty exciting.
That was really exciting. We got her at the right time. She was just about to pop off. It was right before Vogue covered her. And we were like, oh, we need to get her now. So it was
See,
really...
you're sharp. You.
Listen, I'm a strategic queen.
Strategic, exactly.
Queen. That's what I am.
Strategic queen. She definitely is.
Yeah.
And also, I've heard the one you had a Chiang Ogutu. Like,
Yes.
I would love to be in the same space with like,
Oh my gosh.
you could almost feel the energy like going through her to you guys, and how was that?
We had the best time. That's actually probably one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done with a guest. We had a really awesome conversation about body positivity. And similar to me and Viet's also Kenyan, we talked about the differences between, being a Black woman here versus there, and how we relate to our bodies and our sexuality, going between two different cultures that have somewhat oppressive ideas on female sexuality. So it was really, I was ready to go. I said, we are women, hear me roar. After that, I was very empowered. We had the best time.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
Yeah.
And I heard there was something, this was such a cool gem that you dropped on one of the podcasts when you talked about visibility being social currency. Your visibility, just like, I was like, whoa, okay.
I love when I'm quoted.
Getting a little deep. And it was a very deep, very quotable quote too. Matter of fact, I wanted you to answer something for me because I saw this and it made me think one of two things. Either Koi has this different career that she doesn't let people know about, or you had a very wild night. Tell me, in all honesty, Koi, what was going on here?
Oh my gosh. Well, that actually, it's funny that you said either it's a secret career or it's a wild night, because it's kind of both, honestly.
Aha, tell me more.
So as you said, I have many layers. You can call me an onion whenever you like. And I sing. I love to sing. I've been singing since I was a wee little thing. And when I'm on the stage, woo, I am all gas, no brakes.
Right, sings, dances. Your journey is just, it's so inspiring, and I like the fact that with all the different things and how well you do them and how well you connect with people, it just means that you are definitely gonna be rocking with us for a while.
Oh gosh, you're so kind. It's not without its struggles for sure, but I like to think I'm doing some good and impacting people and speaking to people, and that's really what I care about.
That's what it is. I like that.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for inviting me here. Like, I'm
of
definitely
course.
coming back to Tabula Rasa.
You
for
have
sure.
to.
For
We
sure.
have to keep up with each other and keep on talking and hanging out.
But of course, girl.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let me get back at it, but you have a great day, and it was great talking to you guys.
All right, cool.
Cool.
You want to know what's good? Never losing your identity no matter where you go and what you do. And also, it's very important that you're always ready to share something that won't just be beneficial to you, but it benefits the whole community. Kind of like this place, actually.